I was waiting on you.
I was waiting on you.
I do the intros most of the time.
Yeah. I can intro today.
Yeah, you got it.
It's me here, Caleb.
It's me here, Shane.
And we outside.
We outside, baby. By outside, we mean inside the studio to record another episode of Anything But Work, subtitled Nothing But Classics.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, fun fact, this is going to be a two-part episode. This is going to be episode 4 and 5, title pending.
Why is that?
It's like that because we were supposed to record last Thursday, and then that didn't happen. So now it's Monday. It's Monday. Today's date is Monday, July 12th, and we are going to record episodes 4 and 5 because we have another thing we're doing this Thursday when we would record usually. Yeah. So instead of like trying to reschedule that, we're just going to make a super duper episode and then cut it in half, samurai style.
Sometimes you just have real life commitments and you gotta figure those things out.
Yeah, not work related stuff because what do we look like? But just real life.
Yeah, contrary to popular belief, we actually have friends.
Yeah,
and
I know it's hard to believe.
It's hard to believe.
It's very hard to believe. But no, they're out there somewhere. You're our friends.
Yeah, if you're listening, you're probably a friend.
Yeah, because you're probably not a stranger. But I was looking at the downloads recently. We actually have somebody like in Japan.
Oh,
really? Germany, like, check this out. So that's dope. Thank you for listening.
We gotta start promoting a little more. If anyone has any promoting tips,
if you're a digital media manager, if you're an up and coming digital media manager who's willing to work for free, hey, free internship, baby,
unpaid internship,
unpaid. But you get to hang with the boys and you get to. Help us, please. We'd love to grow the audience because all kinds of people have been walking up to us or our family members and being like, "I love the podcast," which is both really exciting and super mortifying. Because
guys, I can't believe people actually are hearing some of the things that we've said on here.
Yeah, last week I said Tarzan's goes crazy.
Okay.
So technically not. Technically not last week.
Got by who? Who bleeped it?
Oh, Bad Ting.
Bad Ting.
Yes. We decided to name the robot ourselves. Bad Ting, would you like to introduce yourself?
No.
Awesome. Love you, girl.
Love you, Bad Ting.
She edits the episodes. So, shout out Bad Ting.
Yeah.
Being a dope-ass robot.
Major shout out. Actually, she holds the podcast together, to be honest.
For real. She holds the podcast together by taking a lot out.
Yeah.
Because, we
holds my life together. Without Bad Ting, I would have been canceled or in jail.
Well, we talk about getting canceled every episode. Why jail? What did you say that was incriminating?
I don't know. I feel like I have a constant fear of going to jail, even though I'm not really doing anything illegal. Honestly,
me too. But it's weird because I feel like I also have like an irrational disinterest in respecting authority. So
Rational or irrational?
No, it's irrational because I'll just be chilling. Like, I don't need to jaywalk, but I'll wait till like the walking sign is red again to like pull up and cross the street. I don't know. It's baked in me, and I hope nobody takes that to be like supporting evidence for some white supremacist bullshit.
That's just dangerous. Like, you get hit by the car, man.
I'm happy go lucky. I take risks.
I wish you the best with that. That's
Thanks.
Another one of my irrational fears. Sometimes I feel like I'm just gonna get hit by a car.
Oh, that's me too. An actual irrational fear I have. You've been ice skating before, I'm sure.
No.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's serious. Never been ice skating.
No way.
I'm serious.
Because in high school, they had like the days of the hockey rink.
I've never put on a pair of ice skates in my life.
Wow.
Yep. It's kind of sad. Like, I always wanted to. I just haven't.
It's mad fun.
I'm pretty sure I would bust my ass.
Well, see, this is the thing. My irrational fear is about to ruin it for you. Because I always...
The cut?
Yeah, I always feared that I would, like, fall on, like, my butt and then somebody would, like, skate over my wrist and, like, I'd lose a hand.
This is a movie, Blades of Glory. You ever watch that movie?
Yeah. Didn't somebody get, like, decapitated in that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a funny movie, though.
It is very funny. That's where, from Kanye and Jay-Z's Niggas in Paris, that's where the that one sample of like, oh, it's provocative, like gets the people going. That's where it's from. I didn't realize that till I saw the movie well after I heard the song. But I was like, that's dope.
Small world.
Is it? Is it a small world? I mean, it made like $120-some million in the box office. That's a guess. I honestly don't know. We could look it up.
That was a very random number for a guess. It's like
okay. Now I'm about to verify.
Bad Ting. Was he right?
Yeah, Bad Ting. Am I right?
He was close. The movie made $118 million in the U.S. and about $146 million total.
Thank you, Bad Ting.
Thanks, Bad Ting.
Thanks, Bad Ting. So, Bad Ting, what do you think? Is it time for Wack Points?
Wack Points is the part of the show where we tally up who's whack this week. The current leaderboard: America with 20,000, Ryan Reynolds with 200, Caleb with 16, Shane with 10, and Ray J with -100 Wack Points. Heads up, the Wack Points segment of this episode discusses sexual assault. If you'd rather not hear that part of today's episode, skip to the 21-minute 10 seconds mark.
Wack Points, baby! Wack Points!
Who's getting Wack Points today?
Well, as you can see, America clearly king of the Wack Points at this moment. Well, let's see who's gonna catch up. So
Ryan Reynolds is in second place.
Ryan Reynolds is in second place.
I think I might be third.
I think, yeah, you're third and I'm fourth.
Yeah.
We're like 4 points apart right now.
And Ray J has a
like
negative 100.
Yeah, because he's that nigga.
Yes, sir.
Period. And you know what? Let's get, just from last week, I'm going to put Jane from Tarzan on the leaderboard. She gets 50 Wack Points because I don't like that relationship.
Yeah.
I don't, man. Leave the noble savage alone, you know?
Yeah.
She's a groomer. If we're gonna cancel James Charles, Jane from Tarzan, they kind of look similar.
What was he canceled for again?
He's endangering, he's hitting up children, minors.
There's a lot of celebrities out there that.
This is an excellent pivot.
Yes.
To Wack Points, because there's a lot of Chester molesters out there. Unfortunately, it's really scary. I'm not a fan. Like, Drake Bell.
Not a fan at all.
Drake Bell.
He got 2 years probation.
2 years probation, child endangerment. Kyle Massey. Corey is in the big house now.
That's wild. Wait, so that's actual Corey from Corey in the House?
Kyle, yeah.
That's So Raven.
Yeah, that's So Raven.
I had a vision.
Right. Well, he wasn't having the visions. He was like, Corey, you a buster. He was in the back doing buster type things. But now he's busted.
I feel like, okay, actually, this is a quick side tangent.
Oh, go ahead. We love those here.
But as a kid who grew up pretty chubby, like
I don't know where you're going with this.
I wore the husky pants for a while. For reference, I actually had really bad asthma as a child.
Oh God!
And I had glasses. I had some pretty fucked up teeth. I had the whole nerd thing going.
The glow up is pretty crazy.
And with that being said, I was wearing husky pants, and my brother, who was like 5 years older than me, we always wore the same size clothes, even though he was much taller than me. I say this all to say because as a fat kid, it's kind of tough to watch, some of those fat tropes that you see on the TV all the time, where they just insert like that one chubby kid in the TV show for comic relief.
And it just feels like, damn, like he can't be a lawyer. Like,
yeah, like he can't be. He's just fat. Like that's his whole personality.
Wait, so this is what you're saying? This was like Corey's deal?
Maybe not Corey per se. I think Corey started that way. And then he got his own show. Yeah, he got fleshed out. But I feel like there's so many shows where it's like, okay, there's like just the fat friend, or like just the ugly friend, or like just that one person that's there because they may look a certain way. Yeah, like their body's different, and like that's their whole personality. Yo, I watched Pitch Perfect for the first time ever, like a couple weeks ago. I've never seen that. I was gonna say you're not missing much, but that feels like a little unfair. I thought it's pretty funny. I thought some of it did not age well. I just don't like when people throw up in movies and they show it to me. It's just gross. Yeah. Like it doesn't make me laugh.
It makes me uncomfortable, and they do that a lot in this movie. But there's one character played by Rebel Wilson, and her character's name is Fat Amy, and they're like Fat Amy, and she's like, yeah, it's like I'm gonna say it so none of you like skanks or whatever could say it behind my back. And at first I was like, that feels progressive, and then I thought about it, and I was like, no, her name's still Fat Amy. Like, that's the joke. Like, that's pretty fucked up.
It is fucked up. We live in a pretty fat-phobic society.
A very fat-phobic society. So, just the continuing use of the trope. I'd like to say. I
feel like even using the word "fat," I feel like I gotta not say that word. You know.
But
is that PC?
Well, I mean, not that I care about political correctness, but I mean, I feel that the consensus has been that at least the term for hate is fat phobia. So, I feel like. You know, they don't usually put a slur in the title of the...
That's fair.
You know? Like, being like, hating black people is not niggophobia. Like, it's not. So I feel like, no, I'm... Like, okay, I'm serious. Like, it's not.
No, I see what
so
you
I
mean.
feel like it's like, okay, this is like, you know, it's the target of the hatred.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
The discrimination. But, okay, we kind of lost the lead on Wack points.
Yeah. So where are we going with that?
Okay, I'm just giving like
Kyle Massey
is getting Wack points. Drake Bell's getting Wack points. Markevious Mingo is getting Wack points.
And Bill Cosby.
And Bill Cosby, the biggest fucking pervert, is getting mad Wack points, included with the justice system. So we're just gonna lump like another 1,000 in with America.
Yeah.
Justice system has been trash, but like, how did you fuck that up? Like. He was in there for 3 years. And I'm not even, like, I don't fuck with prison. Like, I don't like the idea.
No.
But I mean, like, Bill Cosby is a fucking monster. Like, I don't know.
It's basically indisputable at this point.
Right. Like,
the amount of people that have come forward.
Doesn't. Like, he's a monster.
It doesn't. Do you know why he was released?
I know the gist of it. People definitely know better. But essentially, and people were saying this around the time it was happening, and people were saying it was like, oh, you're defending Bill Cosby, and they're like, no, like, I studied law. Yeah. Like, basically the case was shaky. Like, he did that shit, but the way in which they went about prosecuting him was not like how it should have been done.
Okay.
And essentially the main slip up is that the prosecution basically got a private statement from him where they were like, okay, like, you will not go to prison. You will not be implicated because of anything you tell us right now. Oh. And he like confessed that he was drugging women and like whatever. He insisted it was consensual, but there's no fucking way that is ever consensual. That shouldn't be a public service announcement.
There's no consensual drugging people. That's not a thing.
That's what I'm like. What is this?
That's not a thing. That's not a thing. That's just actually like a blatant contradiction.
Like, yeah, you're a monster, dude. But he said that shit, and they basically had told him, if you tell us this, like, you won't go to jail for it. And then they're like, we got him.
Okay.
So basically, that got figured out, and 3 years later, he is now released into the world, much to the joy of Felicia Rashad, his former co-star from The Cosby Show, now Dean of the Arts, I believe, at Howard University.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm just like, not a good look.
No.
Not a good look at all.
Like, I wonder how students at Howard are reacting to that.
Bro, the last time I was at Howard was when that one dude was working in the admissions office, and he was scanning.
Oh, yeah.
I was there for spring break. I was visiting my friend, and like, they were occupying the administrative building. They did not leave. I was there for like 5 days. Like, those kids, Howard University, like, the students are about that action. I've always fucked with that.
No, and honestly, and they were like even before that situation, because unfortunately HBCUs are just very, very underfunded.
Yes.
Included Howard, and so their financial aid situation is not up to par with a lot of private universities, especially like universities of their caliber, which is kind of sucky, because a lot of the kids that end up at these schools are in need of some sort of aid.
Yep.
And so I know at least at Howard, and people that I've spoken with, it's like almost every morning even before that whole admissions and like financial aid scandal was happening, almost every morning there's like a line outside the financial aid building for people just trying to get a meeting with a financial aid officer.
Because I'm sure they're understaffed on that.
Because they're understaffed, and it's like so many people are trying to get a meeting every day that it's like first come first serve. You have to like stand outside in order to actually get in the room, which is terrible.
It's terrible, and so it's like all this to say, like, please support your local historically Black colleges and universities.
No sponsor.
No sponsor. There's first of all, we were just talking about how broke they were, and then they're like, oh yeah, like they're totally paying two guys who went to PWIs to like plug for no fucking way. Yeah, no, not us. I mean, but I want to support them. On the other hand, I think that like every college and university, almost without fail, has just a horrible record with dealing with like sexual assault and protecting victims.
Yeah, definitely.
So like, yeah, Felicia Rashad tweeting that, on one hand, I'm like, that's super fucked up. But I was like, no way is how we're gonna like punish her in any meaningful way. Like,
no.
She's a huge get. And also, speaking of huge gets, like Ta-Nehisi Coates and Nicole Hannah-Jones are about to be at Howard now. Like, no, they're doing very well publicly.
No, they are.
So they're gonna sweep this under the rug. Like, I'm sure, like all universities, they sweep many cases of this stuff happening under the rug. So, like for any kid going to college, I worry about how they're gonna be protected from.
And that, I mean, that's not. That actually, no, I was gonna say that's not a college issue. It is a college issue as far as like sweeping sexual assault under the rug. Like and that's a terrible thing that happens across the country, probably across the world.
Hell yeah.
But it's not a college issue of like private institutions just sweeping shit under the rug to save face.
Yeah.
And we've seen that
across the
board.
It's just a world problem.
Yeah.
So like, first of all, any school that is not protecting survivors of sexual assault, and especially like doing something about people who continue to commit this and get away with it, like, it's putting a number on the whackness of that.
Yeah,
it feels inappropriate, but they're definitely on the board. And also just to anyone doing this kind of shit.
Yeah.
And then to the guy who like took the fucking L in the Cosby case, dude, airtight. He did that shit.
It's honestly so bad.
Yeah, it's really awful.
It's also like, I don't know. I feel like it's really tough too because, like, it invalidates so many victims when prosecutors just aren't doing their job properly.
Yeah,
because I can almost guarantee, and like I've actually seen it on social media, the narrative of women lying.
Yeah.
In order to receive some sort of monetary gain or like fame or whatever when these cases all come up amongst celebrities. And it's just like, no.
Why would this comes to mind every time? It's like, why would I lie about that shit?
Yes.
Like, knowing damn well we see this happen again and again, how people are just like, their lives are destroyed for even coming out and speaking the truth. So like, what makes you think that I would voluntarily sign up for that?
Exactly.
On the off chance that the justice system actually like protects me this one time.
Yeah.
You know? That's a horrible trade-off. I don't know if like just the math does not math. You don't have to be good at math to know that it doesn't, like,
not at all.
Yeah. It's easier to stay in our bubbles where Bill Cosby's America's dad. Apparently, but I mean he's just kind of always like, I don't know. He's always given me like a little bad vibes. More so in retrospect. I'm not saying I somehow like knew he was a creep before. But just like, I don't know. I don't really mess with like respectability politics.
Like the Cosby Show, you mean?
Like the Cosby Show was like fine. It's more so like how he in his comedy talked about black people. It's just weird. Like it was.
In what way? I'm not very familiar with this comedy.
It was a lot of like, you know, the whole like sagging your pants type thing. Yeah. Like he's just like somebody's like granddad who's like no one will ever respect you if you don't like do it like me. He's just a very like, but like times 10. Like Bill Cosby's actually a very spiteful dude.
Yeah.
If you listen to any of his stuff, and I feel like he got this like spooky clean image because we got the Cosby Show and Fat Albert out of him, but. Like, I feel like you don't get to be the first black TV show without having a little bit of, like, at least if you're, like, poor and black, like, a little animosity.
Yeah.
So I feel like otherwise they want to put you on the air,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That is that. So what's the official tally?
Well, I refuse to have America not at the top of Wack points.
No.
So we're going to put America at, let's just call it a clean 1 million right now. Just a clean 1 million because
they were at like 20,000.
They were at 20,000 last time, but we're upping it.
Yeah,
because I like them at the top. Well, not that I like them at the top per se. Somebody could.
They deserve to be at the top,
but they deserve it. You know. So I think Bill Cosby's at a clean 5,000.
Yeah, I'll give him 5,000.
5,000, and then we'll just give like Drake Bell and the rest. We'll just lump that in with Bill Cosby on the whackness.
Yeah.
So that's today's Wack points. Sheesh, man.
Moving on.
Yeah,
moving
on. Bro, coolest shit ever got announced today.
What?
LeBron's at Fortnite. I'm gonna say that again because I know everyone listening, your jaws are on the floor. LeBron James.
LeBron
James. It's a Fortnite.
This is big. This is big for me.
This is actually
for me.
Wait, that was kind of
for me. How? No, I'm playing. I mean, I've said it before on this podcast, but I am a LeBron stan. That is facts.
Bro, it looks clean as fuck too.
I saw his little costume fit.
Right, he got the little floating crown. I think he's talking to Ruth, and if I'm getting this correctly, that's Ruth
Carter.
I gave a pause so that Bad Ting could fill that in because I forget her last name. But she was the costume designer for Black Panther. I think helped design the skin.
Oh. Okay.
Which is
that's actually I did see the similarities.
Right, it's kind of like the textures and stuff.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I think on one thing aside from LeBron James, just Fortnite in general.
Yeah,
like that game was a real like global phenomenon when it came out.
Yeah, I mean, is it not still?
And no, I mean it very much still is. I don't think as many people are playing it on a daily basis.
Probably not.
Definitely not. And maybe they're not making as much money as they were at the peak.
Yeah.
But they changed a lot of things about like the gaming world / streaming world in general.
It's just like a living online community in a way that like MMOs were always supposed to be.
Yeah.
But like you could go on Fortnite and like they have a whole like queue that's just like you're not shooting anybody, you're just like vibing.
Yeah.
Like you could have watched Inception in Fortnite. I saw a Travis Scott concert last summer in Fortnite, and it was actually dope as fuck. Like it was really cool. I don't know. I think it's neat. It's also terrifying.
It is. No, the concert,
or the
game.
I think just like you said, like it's kind of like changing the game, and like it's probably not as big as it was at its peak, but it's still like really massive.
No, it's still massive, but like the impact. So basically, the way it works is that it's a free game.
Yeah.
And all of the add-ons, I guess you could call them.
Yeah. The skins
and custom weapons and whatnot. It doesn't actually improve the gameplay for you at all.
It's all aesthetic.
It's all aesthetic. And so, but you can buy season passes and whatnot to gain more of those like items.
Yeah, and there's a new season pass like every, I think it's like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah. And
then you just have to buy the pass to earn the rewards for that season. But after the season's over, you can't earn it, you know?
And it turns out to be like $10 a month, which is like, if you're someone who plays the game very often, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
But then when you think about it, like video games used to be like $50-$60 for like a brand new game.
70 nowadays.
70 nowadays.
Yeah.
But if you're someone who's played Fortnite for like 4 years now,
you put like $600 in.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's called live service games.
Yeah.
It's like Fortnite's the head, but like Destiny's technically one too, or like GTA Online is like a live service game where it's like you update it in increments.
Yeah.
It's basically you just like gamify FOMO.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's this cool shit going on, but you gotta be there to get the items, bro. And you gotta, if you want to play as LeBron, he's only in the shop for 3 days. You don't know when he's gonna be back. Like,
I gotta download it for LeBron.
Bro, I might buy LeBron. Like, I was like, okay. Like, I play like on and off whenever, but it's like, oh shit, like LeBron. You know, Neymar Jr. was in the last season.
Really?
He like turned into like a wolf Power Ranger.
Wait, so he's LeBron? What was? I thought they were saying LeBron was like the first athlete or something.
No, bro, they've had like Neymar was like the first like big name athlete. Well, you know, it depends on if you count esports as a sport, because they've had some of them in there for a while.
Like who? Ninja.
Ninja. Yeah, he's got a skin. Yo, they need to put Drake in Fortnite.
They had John Wick in there.
Yeah, John Wick's in there. They need to put Drake in. They need to put you know, one
they got
day
Travis Scott in there.
This is a side note. And I don't know if this is gonna get us to another topic because Tyler the Creator referenced this in his album too. But like, you know, we just had a whole Wack Point session about, you know, celebrity creeps.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, you know where I'm going with this. Drake might end up on that, and he might be in an episode one day, huh?
I don't want to talk about.
I know. Drake fan.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that, you know, Tyler was like, I got $1 million for him, and at first I was like, oh, like, you know, like paid $1 million for the festival, for the, you know, Camp Vlog now, where everybody thought he's Frank Ocean and they booed him.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, $1 million. These double entendres.
Wait, I didn't catch that. What song was that?
That was I think it's Lumberjack. It's a single.
He said I got $1 million for Drake.
Yeah.
As in $1 million.
$1 million Bobby Brown.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. I was like, wow, I thought y'all were cool. Feels kind of like a sub.
They are, right?
You think Drake caught that?
I don't know.
Somebody, I did.
Maybe it was a mistake. I say it was a mistake.
Let's put it there.
I think it was a mistake.
I feel like I'm a little scared that we're a little prophetic, man. Because I'm really scared that one of these days they're gonna announce like a Tarzan live action, and I'm actually gonna have to burn Disney to the ground if he's like not white. I'm gonna die.
Hey, don't give us something to talk about,
bro. He has to be white. I'm sorry. He has to be.
Or maybe that's what will blow us up. Because you know when like crazy shit happens.
Oh yeah, everybody goes.
Someone will like go back and be like, "There's this old tweet from like 2012 that said this is gonna happen in 2021."
True. All right, I'm calling it right now.
That could be us.
2024, they announced a live action Tarzan remake. And there's going to be talk about them casting a person of color. And I want anyone listening to this episode years from now to get mad as fuck about it. Do not let that happen. I'm gonna be really, because we were talking about this before. We just had dinner, and Jasmine was like, "Oh, like Tarzan's like, why he's white?" And I'm like, "Yes."
That's what I said too,
bro. Listen, because people see the dreads and they just start thinking that something. No, Tarzan he's not Chet Hanks, bro. Like, there's no like weird forced ambiguity. Like Tarzan's white. He has to be white, or it doesn't work.
Damn. We don't gotta keep talking about Tarzan.
Though. We really don't. I don't want it to be a Tarzan show.
No,
this is anything but work. And there are a lot of things outside of Tarzan and work.
There's actually, going back to Fortnite, the other thing that I wanted to talk about, because just outside of the gaming world, just like live streaming in general, I feel like would not be where it is today without Fortnite.
They like, kind of hit like the same time.
Yeah. But like Twitch and YouTube live streaming and Facebook live streaming.
Yep. I
feel like those all kind of blew up along with Fortnite.
Yeah. They had like their second big explosion. I'd say the first is probably like Minecraft, kind of.
Were people live streaming Minecraft though?
Okay, that's a good. So Minecraft was like YouTube's big thing.
Yeah,
I'd say Fortnite was streaming's big thing.
Yeah,
and then like now kind of went full circle where now like the biggest streamer on Twitch is like Minecraft shit.
Okay.
Yeah. But I agree. I think Fortnite kind of like.
Yeah, but now it's gotten to the point where it's like it's not even streaming is not. It's definitely. Probably the biggest streaming audience are definitely gamers.
Yeah,
but it's not just a gaming thing. Like you can go on Twitch and there's people like talking about their life. There's people
politics,
like in the hot tub stream.
Bro, people hate too much on. There's the hot tub streaming, and then people are hating on titty streamers. Listen, if I had breasts, bro, catch me in the hot tub. New subs, please sub. Like, I don't know. It's like, why not? Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, people are like, oh, well, women can get more attention. Okay, bro, that means your content sucks.
Yeah.
There's nothing interesting about what you do. Where is the novelty?
Yeah.
Like, get some sex appeal, bro. You get in the hot tub.
That's why we have bad ting.
That's exactly. Wait. I lost the thread. Bad ting keeps us together because I don't know what would happen if she wasn't editing.
This show would fall apart.
Her robot space station.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bad Ting.
Thanks, Bad Ting.
Y'all welcome.
For those listening, the odds of us ever doing a hot tub stream are low.
But not that low.
But they're not out of the
That's
question.
what I was about to say. They're not that... Like, if we ever streamed an episode... I would do it from a hot tub. I don't know where you'd get one in Brooklyn.
We'd have to find an Airbnb somewhere.
For real. Oh, that would be so much work. Okay, so listen.
It'd be a special night.
If we get to like... I don't know how to quantify this with like a podcast.
Yeah.
But if we get to like a certain number... Bad Ting insert an arbitrary number of like downloads or like followers or whatever here, we will do a podcast episode from a hot tub.
Yeah.
Or some kind of body of water.
I'm down.
Let's do it. That'll be dope.
Oh, do you like hot tubs?
Honestly, yeah. But they have to be right.
They can be a little weird sometimes. I got like grounded on a family vacation.
Wait. Okay. I'm gonna put the bottle down. This episode, not sponsored clearly, but this episode we're drinking Smirnoff Ices that are screwdrivers. It kind of tastes like Sunny D.
It's like a sweeter Sunny D.
Yeah, Sunny D kind of nasty, but that's a different conversation.
I actually really don't like Sunny D.
It's like it burns.
But yeah, like I was saying, I got grounded on a family vacation.
Why though?
When I was younger.
What'd you do?
Me and my family. I guess I grew up in Massachusetts. We drove up to New Hampshire for a weekend.
Okay.
We're just gonna stay at a hotel. I forget where we were, but it's like southern New Hampshire. They have like a little theme park or amusement park. It's called Cannonballing Lake Park. It's pretty cool. It's like normal roller coasters, water park type thing.
Okay.
So we stayed in that area. They got a bunch of outlet malls and stuff like that too. And the little hotel that we stayed at, it had a pool. And by the pool, there was a hot tub. Mm-hmm. And like I already mentioned earlier in this podcast, I was a fat kid, right? I was a fat kid. And I was also a kid, and I had no, like, awareness of cues of how to, like, act like a normal person.
I'm really scared about where this is
going. And so we were going, I was so hyped. I was going to the pool, I go swimming. I really like swimming when I was a kid. I still do, but I don't get to as much nowadays. And, there's the hot tub there. Also, I was definitely that kid that was wearing the shirt in the pool. So shout out
all the kids wearing shirts.
Shout out all the kids wearing shirts in the pools. I relate heavily.
Your body's beautiful,
Heavily. So, it's like a cute little hotel. There's like families there, like little white families. They're just enjoying their time. And there was some families in the hot tub, like chilling. And For some reason, I thought it was an amazing idea for me to cannonball into the hot tub.
Oh my god.
When the family is just chilling in there. And mind you, it's a hot tub. Hot tubs aren't.
They're not really meant to be jumped into.
No, they're not.
They're not deep enough.
They're not very deep. They're not very big. They can only fit so many people at once. So I had to jump. I had to clear somebody. I had to. So of course I run cannonball. Jump splash into the hot tub. Everyone was like, "Oh, whose kid is this? Whose kid is this?" My mom was like, "Get your ass over here." So my punishment was that I had to sit on the pool chair while the rest of my family swam. I had to just watch them.
And now you're sitting here like, hot tubs aren't that sick, man. Like, what's so cool about the hot tub?
Learn my lesson. Never cannonball into a hot tub, especially if there are people in there.
That's a good lesson.
Yeah.
I guess. I just kind of... Yeah. Good lesson. Good lesson. I don't think if I've done anything similar. I don't know. I was like just scared of the water as a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know how to swim?
Yeah. Oh, racist. No, I know how to swim. It's actually funny. Deerfield made me learn how to swim because they had the summer program where I met our friend at. I met my friend RJ, our friend RJ, before I met Caleb. Like a year before I got into Deerfield. It was like a summer program. But, they told us when I got in, they were like, you're going to swim every day. They had swimming every day. And I was like, I can't confidently swim.
Yeah.
So I had a friend of mine, a friend of my mom's. I was like, yo, you got to teach me how to swim. Like, it's a problem. I don't know what I'm doing. So he taught me. But, my backstroke's a little rusty.
Yeah, I'm not a big backstroke kind of guy.
It just seems like the worst way to swim. Like, bro, in what situation am I going to be swimming backwards with my face towards the sky?
There are
like none. And I'm not going to the Olympics, bro. Like
That's what I'm saying. It's just a competition thing.
Yeah, it's just stupid. So I'm happy with where I'm at. I did have to take more swim classes in college though, because the backstroke was mandatory to pass the swim test.
Oh, you had a swim test in college?
Do they have one at Columbia?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we had one at Williams, and I walked in, and I saw people doing the backstroke, and I was like, yo, sign me up for the class. I didn't even get in the pool. I was like, I'm not going to waste my time. I do think it's kind of stupid, though. Like,
well, for us, it's part of our core curriculum. Because at Columbia, there's just like...
The core.
Yeah, there's a core, and there's like literature, and history, and art, and science, and all those things. And physical education was one of them. Including swimming, because it's like to be a whole person, you have to know how to swim.
Is that true?
According to the Columbia Core, because if the city were to flood,
right, then we should swim through the flood water.
Would you be able to survive?
Hygienic. Okay,
it's not about hygiene. It's about whether you live or you die.
I think if you went to Columbia, you'd be thinking about the hygiene. Like, I don't know, like. I'm not going to swim in flood water. I just know there's nastiness in there.
Okay, but if you had to choose between swimming in flood water or dying...
Bro, go upstairs.
And die.
No, I'd go... It's not going to flood.
You're not answering my question.
This is a biblical flood. Like, what is this?
You're not answering my question.
This is not Noah's fucking ark, Caleb. Like, it's not going to... I'd go up.
So you would die. All right.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
You'd rather swim. You'd rather die than swim.
I live on the 4th floor. You live on like the 12th floor of a building. Like, it's not gonna flood that high. It's just not.
Hey, you never know, man. You never know. It's 2021.
I guess if I had no other choice, yeah, I would swim it. Look, the whole thing is, I think the swim test is pretty classist because it's like, it's a huge holdover for like. The only reason they even have swim classes at all these private schools or whatever, like what? Like, oh shit, like what if you fall off the yacht, bro? Like, like I don't know. Like it just feels like it's a little much.
Yeah.
It's a little much, I think. And everyone in my swim class is black. So it just felt a little disrespectful. I was like,
in college?
Yeah. Dude, everyone. Except the teacher. He is great. I'm just like, damn, like, is this every year for you? Like,
that's one of those stereotypes that it's like, hey, you're not wrong.
Here's the thing with stereotypes, though. It's not that some of them, and please be charitable in your reading of what I'm about to say. It's not that some of them aren't true. It's that people don't think about why that's the case.
That's true. That's a good
because there are many black people who can't swim, but also Jim Crow, which mind you was not that long ago. All of your grandparents were around for it. Yeah. Like, you couldn't swim at the fucking pool if you were black.
No.
Like, and where are you going to learn? So it's not like an end all be all. It's not prescriptive. Of course, I'd say most black people I know how to swim.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that a lot of black people not knowing how to swim kind of tracks from history.
No, definitely.
Yeah, it's not like it's not.
It's like, have you seen what's it called? Black AF.
Okay.
We don't have to talk about that.
No. We don't. Yeah, but continue.
But basically, it's every single episode is like, because of slavery, or like, yes, this too is because of slavery, and like, yes, that is because of slavery. Yeah, this is one of those moments. It's like, yes, this too is
because of slavery.
Yeah.
Yo, this is a dark episode.
Yeah.
You're 40 minutes in. If you've gotten this far, congratulations. You know, this is some...
Should we bring up a lighter topic?
Do we have any?
Fartspace?
Oh, God. I thought that was going to be... Okay, Caleb, explain what fartspace is.
So... Are you familiar with the app Clubhouse?
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Okay. So, for those who may be listening and aren't familiar, Clubhouse was an app started up during the pandemic, kind of blew up, where you can sort of make a room with whatever sort of topic, and people can come in and talk. Yeah. And like, anyone who is given the floor can speak whatever it is on their mind, and usually these rooms are topical.
Yeah.
And they can literally be about anything and everything that you imagine.
Yep.
The majority of it is like business related kind of stuff.
People
like
networking.
Like motivational, like self-motivation.
Yeah. But then you get shit like this. I just opened the app. Hot women put men in the hot seat.
Yeah.
Smiling devil emoji, question mark emoji, fire emoji. IG viral love train. You going viral now. IG extreme. LinkedIn masterclass.
These are the after hours.
What the hell is this? Oprah beanie. Did Tia beanie go out bad? FT levels, ho. What is
there are a lot of horny people on Clubhouse.
Oh, podcast secrets revealed. Oh shit.
Yeah, maybe we should.
Yeah, I might hop in that after the call.
Maybe we should listen to that one. But anyway, the owner of Clubhouse like really fumbled the bag, because at one point in time they were offered like almost $1 billion, or maybe over $1 billion deal from Twitter to like purchase the app. It was either Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, one of those.
Yeah, Facebook and Instagram same.
Yeah, and they're like, nah, we're gonna build this out ourselves. Like, we got this, it's popping right now. Like, yada yada. Little did they know,
should have sold out.
The pandemic is like low key. It's not over yet, but things are opening up, and not everybody is inside now.
Yeah.
So
there's no Zoom.
There's no. People don't want to be sitting on the phone talking to random people all day.
No.
So I say all that to say, now Twitter has their own feature called Spaces, which is essentially a replica of Clubhouse,
but like built into Twitter.
And
I think,
this week there was a trending hashtag called fartspace, and there was a room in the Spaces feature on Twitter called Fartspace.
Yeah. What do they do in the room? In the room where it happens?
Where people would go in there and fart into the microphone. And, you know, everyone in the room
like
would react. everyone in the room would react.
Mm-hmm. Were they like? Was there a scoring system?
I don't think there was like an official ranking.
Okay.
It was like verbal reactions. You're like, oh, like,
shit.
Like, oh, that was a nice one. Like, oh, I think you ripped your pants.
Oh, you might have shat yourself.
Yeah, you might have. Oh, that might have been wet. Like that kind of stuff. So just
is this conversation topic like? would I go into the fart space? Like, what's at stake here?
Basically, the conversation topic is just like, where do we draw the line? As far as censorship on the internet.
I see. Like, what line is like somebody should be like, we can't do this.
That's the thing. Like, some stuff on the internet, man, it's just like going too far. Too far.
Yeah, you can tell Caleb's looked further into furries since last episode.
No, actually, had not looked further into furries, but I was just actually thinking about Rule 34. And we're gonna bleep that out. We're gonna bleep that out. Bad thing, bleep that out, because for any of our listeners who are like blissfully unaware of whatever,
you don't get to be blissfully unaware after an episode of this show. It's so unfortunate, and I apologize. It is what it is. Like, we've seen a lot of things.
Yeah.
Talk about a lot of Rule 34 of the internet. I guess it's the only rule anyone talks about of the internet, is essentially an understanding that if it exists, there is porn of it. Rule 34B. We don't gotta go. We don't gotta. And I'm just saying the other part of the rule is that because people are always like, well, what about? And the follow up is basically that if it does not exist yet, it will exist. And usually people are like, for every person who's like, well, there's not a point of this, so like I win. Someone else is like, oh, there's not? And then it comes into existence. So the internet is weird. People are weird. Like we're strange animals that were not built to be going on cell phones and interacting with people on the other side of the planet.
That's what I'm saying, where it's just like, man, like, people are really that down bad where they have to go into a room and fart and react just to have like human interaction.
Well, is it human interaction, or I mean, we already talked about porn. Like, somebody's definitely feeling gratified from this, right? Like, somebody's like, "Oh, like that was so nasty." Like, do it again.
I mean, what kind of gratification are you getting from that?
People have divergent tastes. Like, I don't know what people are into. Fartspace is weird. Okay, did you hear about the moan room?
Yeah.
On the Clubhouse?
And what's his name was in there?
Lakeith.
Yeah,
Lakeith Stanfield was in there moaning, bro. Yo, couldn't be me, man. I can't be famous.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, have you actually like used Clubhouse?
No, I've just kind of like randomly opened it every couple of weeks and been like, okay, cool. But I've never like participated.
Yeah, I mean, I've never participated either. But there are some like pretty engaging conversations in there.
Yeah.
Depending on what you're looking for. And so it's almost as if you're listening to a live podcast when you're actually in a room where people who are like educated and informed on whatever it is that they're talking about.
Yeah. Or people who have no idea what they're talking about, but both extremes are very interesting every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should make a Clubhouse room.
That'd be fun.
That would actually be really fun. I love if there was a way for us to record it, like
even screen record.
Yeah, that would be bad fun actually.
Yeah.
That would be a fun episode. We'll do an episode on Clubhouse sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, will you be there?
Be on the lookout.
I mean, like, if you're 50 minutes into the episode, like,
maybe we'll Instagram live stream.
Yeah, we'll live stream.
Twitch.
Yo, we should just go, if we ever get a significant follow, I keep saying if. When we get a significant following, like, the IG lives are finna go crazy, dude. I'm trying to get, you know who if we got like a celebrity guest if we got a celebrity guest on the podcast, like, who would you want it to be?
Rihanna.
What are we gonna talk about?
Everything. What do you mean? What? She's a normal person.
I know. I'd be so intimidated.
Talk about fart space. Talk about Fortnite.
We're not talking about fart space with Rihanna. She's worth $1 billion. First of all, if you don't have a startup idea now, you better figure it out.
Talk about Wack points.
Yeah, I would be like Rihanna. Who? I mean, any guest who comes on, I'd be like, all right, who's getting Wack points for this week? That's a non-starter. Like that's a part of the process. Yeah, but okay, Rihanna.
I'll give her Wack points, actually.
I would. If she'd get Wack points, I'd be like, we nominate you because where's the album?
Nah, I'd be like, Rihanna, you get Wack points because you didn't respond to my DM.
Stop. Stop. Well, what'd you DM her, Caleb?
This was a while ago.
Oh, yeah, that's what I thought, so. That's what I thought.
She never responded, though. I remember that.
Yeah, no surprise. She's got like 7 million followers. Like... She's gonna respond to Caleb like, "Oh, yeah, what's up?
I'm 1 in a million. 1 in 7 million."
Yeah, well, if you're 1 in a million, that means there's 6 other people you're competing with. One of them's ASAP Rocky. They apparently filmed recording a music video recently. Means you might get more Rihanna music.
I hope so.
I
and that would actually, so. That would be a good combo. I would like that song. I can kind of imagine what it would sound like, and I feel like it would be pretty nice.
I'd vibe with that. I mean, that last Rocky album was kind of mid, so yeah. I mean,
these are kind of a disappointing career in general.
I like the Cozy tapes.
No, I mean, but by disappointing, I mean like he has definitely put out some quality music.
Yeah,
but like when he was coming up and the whole ASAP crew was coming up, like they were, at least ASAP Rocky was looked at as like the next superstar.
Yeah. He was like Tyler off Odd Future. Like there's a lot of talent there, but he was like the standout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's ascended to that level. I don't think he ever will ascend to that level.
I think it's kind of too late too.
At least musically. I think he is. He's definitely like a superstar in general because of what I feel like he's been able to do outside of music.
Yeah, he got out of a Swedish prison. Like he's kind of nice.
In the fashion space and dating Rihanna. I feel like that just elevates you.
It does.
It elevates you, and obviously he's done well musically too.
Yeah.
But I feel like at this point he's more of just like a cultural icon rather than like
we want to think of him for music. Yeah. He's what's the word for it? I lost it. But yeah, I see that. Yeah. She's just not like kind of fell off musically. He can still do great things. He's just never going to be the superstar that he could have been.
Exactly.
And maybe that's not what he wants, right? Like, more power to him. So I guess I'd ask him about that if he came to the show.
I mean, when you never answered, what would you ask? What would you talk to Rihanna about if she came?
Oh, that's a great question, honestly.
Or who would you bring on?
Okay, I'll answer the Rihanna one first.
Uh-huh.
I think I would want... I don't know. There's so many possible questions. I just feel like I would feel like such a fake fan if Rihanna was here. Because I wouldn't know what to say. I'd freeze up. She'd be like, "Oh, you got like a favorite album?" And I'd be like,
"Anti."
Yeah, right. I'd say some basic like anti.
That's not basic.
It's not a basic answer. It just sounds basic when there's such a long pause before it. Because it's like you're just thinking of the most recent shit. It's not like I don't think it's a wrong answer. Anti is a great album, but
that's my favorite.
It's fire. Yeah, I don't know. I would just be like, so like, Fenty, like, how's that going? Can I hold your dollar? Like, I don't know. But I would have Zach Fox on.
Interesting.
I just feel like he's a cool guy. And like on some real shit, like I'd have like a comedian on or something.
That's what I was just thinking too.
Yeah, because they're funny. I want to know how to be funny.
They're funny. They make for the best interviews, I think.
Yeah.
And they don't take things personal.
No.
I think comedians have the thickest skin.
They have to, I think.
That's why we got to get Kevin Hart on here, because I know you have beef with him.
Yeah, we got to fight.
And
I mean, we got to get Anthony Fantano on this show, too, because you also have beef with him. We had beef with poachers. We had beef with America. Like, we need a lot of people.
It's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people.
A lot of people. We
should just invite people we had beef with, honestly. Like, it's a lot easier to get through them. Yeah, Kevin Hart and I, it'll be a great interview.
Yeah.
I would just be like, we could get into a tense discussion, but frankly, I don't know how much I respect you, so I just can't get mad.
Wow.
Yeah, boy.
I'm still confused on why Kevin Hart hurt you.
He didn't hurt me. That's the difference. There's no energy for me to feel hurt about Kevin Hart. I just don't like most of the things he's been involved in. He's funny in Jumanji, though.
Okay, but
I mean, he's also doing the most
because you said you don't respect him.
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference between not liking someone's work and not respecting them. There's not respecting them is like on another level. Like
but then why is me not respecting him have to be tied to me feeling like hurt about something that?
I mean, I'm not necessarily hurt, but
I think it's just that I don't know him. Okay. So it's less like I feel a disrespectful energy towards Kevin Hart as much as I know I just will never know this man. So it's just like I don't like most of the stuff he does.
Yeah.
But he seems like a nice enough guy. I mean, he cheated on his wife, but that's none of my fucking business. Like, I feel like it would just be fine. He just doesn't know who I am and I don't know him. So I feel like sometimes celebrities get a little extra disrespectful to, us regular folk. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna keep that same energy. Like, you're just the dude to me.
Yeah, that's
like
fair.
A particularly jacked, shorter man.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
No disrespect, just no respect.
Yeah,
it's just at 0.
We're back.
Yep. Took a second.
I had to go pee real quick.
Yeah, you had to take a little
boys'
room. Let's call
this
the
little boys' room. Wow.
That's actually, not a shade.
Do you remember? Actually,
that wasn't shade.
No. I'm just thinking because I remember just like being back in like elementary school and like middle school when kids would be like using the urinal and they would pull their pants down all the way to the ankles.
Bro, who's dropping trowel and it's like, whoa.
Even like how old are we in second grade? Like 8?
Oh.
No, 7?
7. Maybe
7?
8 at the end, I guess, yeah.
Young enough, but old enough for me to be like, this is wrong.
Like, you're at the urinal, bro. Like,
you're at the urinal. I shouldn't be seeing your whole ass right now.
Pee. Like, unzip. Probably no one gets caught in the zipper. That's no fun.
It's not fun.
But it's just like still. I mean, that's the thing. I just wish that all bathrooms should just be stalls.
I agree, actually.
I mean, I feel like, especially like we talk a lot recently about like, gender neutral bathrooms, such as that. I feel like every bathroom should be gender neutral and every bathroom should have some fucking privacy. Like, urinals are the worst shit ever. Why do we do this to people with penises? That shit sucks. Oh my God. Like, you got to think about the etiquette. Like, damn, there's only one open, but I'm not trying to be sandwiched between 2 other people just trying to pee.
There is real urinal etiquette.
Yeah, because you have to put like a space, at least one space. But then when you can't, you just have a random spot that's open and like no one's going to be the one to fill that.
Yeah.
Until somebody walks away.
Yeah. Male bathrooms are disgusting.
They're really disgusting. Like, if anyone wanted to know if they're gross, like
there's always like random puddles on the ground. Like, I don't know if this is pee, if this is water.
I don't even know. Like, brain fluid leaking.
Especially in New York, there'd be like people like brushing their teeth and like shaving.
Well, you know what? That's like, I'm honestly kind of fine with it. It's like I walked in, I'm like, oh, so this is your bathroom, I guess. But like, if you gotta do what you gotta do, like, you're not like.
I mean, okay, yes. There are a lot of people who don't have access to certain facilities and whatnot. And you gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do a quick shave or something. Like, go ahead. Like,
that's fine.
But it's like you walk in and somebody like shat in the urinal, and it's like, okay, that's not what that's for.
No,
you're doing the most right now.
The most,
ruining my day.
It could not be more.
New York on the whole is kind of just like America's men's bathroom.
Is it?
I mean, it's just kind of gross looking in a lot of spots around here. And obviously there are like nicer bathrooms, but I'd say,
what's the grossest thing you've seen in the city?
The grossest thing I've seen in New York? Okay, what's the, there's a station. I'm forgetting the name of the station. Bad thing might plug it in if I don't remember. But it's like, It's in the financial district. It's past Wall Street, and it's like a mega one. So there's like a Shake Shack in there. There's like a Dunkin' Donuts in there, and like every train basically rolls through this.
Okay.
Consistently, there is one like platform in that station where somebody just fucking threw up, like on the ground. It's everywhere, and every time I've been there, it's like new vomit. Same side of the tracks. I don't understand why. Like I don't get it. It's gross. Like that's the grossest thing I've seen in New York so far. I've also seen like people just like you just get off the train, somebody's like taking a wild piss on the tracks.
Yeah, I've seen my fair share of people peeing.
Yeah, but that's like regular.
Yeah,
like I want to do it, but it's just like I'm desensitized to that being as gross as just like random vomit.
Vomit is disgusting. I know there was one day I was walking down the street and I swear this was human poop in the middle of the sidewalk.
You know it was.
It was
in your heart of hearts.
It was. I know it was human poop. There's no animal in New York City that would have feces
that we've discovered
that would look like that. It was a human.
Could have been an Ninja Turtle.
And that was like kind of scarring for me. I'm not gonna lie. Was just like, you know, that made me realize just like what really exists and what doesn't.
You lost me here. What? Elaborate.
Like, for example, I feel like there's so many guidelines about how we go about our life, and what it means to be civilized.
Yeah, which we think of as that thing that makes us human.
And that's what makes us human. That's what separates us from animals, really. But then you think about how like at any given point in time, like I could just pull my pants down and poop right here, and like what's stopping me? What's stopping me from doing that? You know,
basically the imprintings of social behavior.
Yeah,
that you know.
No, literally,
very deep into your mind.
Actually, this was one day I was at I think somewhere in the Lower East Side. And I was trying to go out. I think I was with RJ and like one other person. And we were trying to get into this bar, club thing or whatever. And I swear, this is the most civilized, uncivilized thing I've ever seen in my life. We were waiting in line. And everyone was like, we gotta pee. Like, we gotta pee so bad. And there's a parking garage across the street. I was like, okay, let's just go in the parking garage real quick. Like, find a little corner. No one will know. Whatever. Maybe there's a bathroom in there. So go into the parking garage and there's just like a line of dudes wrapped around the corner. I was like, oh, perfect. They actually have a bathroom. Like I don't have to pee outside.
Don't have to debase myself. Feel
bad. Like yeah. I don't have to be an animal right now. And so I'm waiting in line, and then finally I get to the point where like I turn the corner in the line, and I realized that all these dudes were waiting in line just to pee in the corner of the garage.
Well, see, okay,
like under a staircase. And that's what I'm saying. It's the most civilized, uncivilized thing. Because it's like, we're all waiting in line to pee in not a bathroom, just like a corner.
Well, then I think it's funny you say that because it's like that's what the real thing that makes us human is that we can make like really uncivilized, fucked up shit. Yeah. So like it's just normal.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can pee in this corner. Yeah, you can bomb Syria. Like, you know, like I'm serious. Like we will justify. We can justify anything. And enough people will probably be like, yeah, that's fine, honestly.
Yeah, it was fine.
I mean, it sounded like it was a working system. Like,
it was.
People,
it worked well. It was efficient. I think it was the best. There was like a drain system.
Right. I mean, so what makes it not a bathroom if you think about it? Like, at what point did it become...
This is a good question.
A bathroom. Like, what does a bathroom really need?
It's probably a toilet and like a sink.
But you know what? It is an outhouse. It is an outhouse a bathroom because that toilet doesn't.
That's an outhouse.
But it's a hole in the ground that they just dressed up with a little. You get some privacy.
It's an outhouse.
Oh, so an outhouse is not a bathroom?
No, it's just an outhouse.
So then, was this situation an outhouse? Because I mean, it didn't have like
this was like this was basically an outhouse.
Yeah. But people, you can't like go and see like who's peeing at the front of the line at an outhouse or like at a porta potty. No, I'm into this now. I'm into this now.
No, yeah, I mean you're right. You're right. There was no door. There was no door.
Right. It's kind of a bathroom. That he kind of made it a bathroom in that moment. This magical moment when everyone decided to pee in this corner.
It was a magical moment, actually. Yeah. I feel like there are moments in this city where there's like you feel like a strong like solidarity
with everyone else there,
with everyone who's around you, and there's just like this is what's bringing us together.
This was your New York moment.
This was my New York moment. We are all just like intoxicated young adults, and we had to break the seal.
And you're like, this is the corner.
Yeah.
And everyone just kind of understood, like,
everyone understood in line. This was the place to go.
I'll wait my turn. They could have peed at any point in line, but that would have been uncivilized. What if you got some splashback on the homie? Like,
exactly. Oh.
No, but I mean, there was some level of consideration where they're like, I have to get to the front to do this.
A lot of consideration.
Because they could have gone to any corner, but they decided, we're human beings.
Yes.
This is the pee corner and the rest. Come on, guys.
Yeah, no.
We're outside.
Stay away from that.
Wow. That's mad. I haven't had my New York moment yet.
No, you'll experience something like that soon.
When I do, you guys will be the first to hear about it. You really will, because that's fascinating. That's fascinating. Wow. Everyone decided. It's just like everything's kind of a social construct.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah. Like,
if you want to poop on the street, poop on the street.
Well, okay. This is the problem with it's just like you have to be in a setting in which everyone somehow something clicks where everyone has the same logic as you before you do something that would otherwise be considered taboo. You know? Mm-hmm. So it's like if you poop in the middle of the street and like I'm like on the other side of the street and I'm like, yo, I fuck with that. Like if everyone driving their cars on the street is not fucking with that. Like, there's going to be a problem because you shat in the street and they're swerving around you. And they're probably going to call the police. Like, yeah, like, that's not a good time.
No, not at all.
Yeah. But, you know, if cops are on the same page about beating somebody up, like, that person gets beat up. No one goes to jail.
Doesn't make it right.
Doesn't make it right.
Doesn't make it civilized.
It just makes it so that they decided this is what we're going to do today.
Yeah.
Everybody who had the power to make it so was like, cool.
Damn.
So basically, unionize. Turn up.
That's what I mean. What really exists?
What really exists? None of it's real. Like, there are things that are real, but our relationships.
The physical.
That hold us back. The relational things that hold us back from how we interact with the world are kind of made up. So we just kind of have to stick with some social constructions that are good for society.
Yeah.
Like, don't be an asshole. Don't be a creep. But, like, some of the other stuff is really arbitrary.
Mm-hmm. I mean, okay, there actually are real sanitary benefits to not pooping on the street.
For sure.
Like, we don't want another Black Plague having that stuff just, like, fester.
And just vibing. Yeah, it's nasty.
And there's animals and whatnot. Yeah. Like, don't do that.
Please. But okay. And this is a stretch. This is not me being pro pooping on the street. It's just kind of like the individual action of pooping on the street is bad.
Uh-huh.
But the street's existence, like paved over what was once nature.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So is it like on a macro scale, is it worse if the street exists or that you pooped on it?
I understand the question.
Yeah, I mean,
but we're living in the reality where the street already exists.
Exactly,
and you can't reverse that.
You can't undo the street.
Yeah,
and I'm sure you could claim like if this street didn't exist, me pooping here would be fine. But then it would also be like, would it though? Like, feels like you're just trying to get away with pooping on the street. Like,
well, this is a shitty conversation.
It's been a shitty episode. To be honest with you. Yo, how is this? Okay. I don't even know what would have been so you know what? Let's call this the midway point. we're gonna keep going, and that'll be episode 5. And we'll catch you in a second. But just quick plugs. Bad Ting, let them know our socials real quick.
Find us on Instagram at ABW Podcast, no spaces, and for business inquiries or general mail, our email is theanythingButWorkPod@gmail.com.
Thank you so much, Bad Ting. I love Bad Ting.
Bad Ting was the MVP of this episode.
She really was. She held this shit together.
Oh, yes.
God.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, she got the shit off the streets.
Wow.
But we'll be back in a second for us. And I guess if you're listening in retrospect, you're going to hear this back to back. But off to part 2.
Peace.
Peace.